Okay, I'm back this week. I was not here last week because I was sick. I didn't do a video. I didn't do videos for a couple days, actually. And some people did say, where's my Morrissey Friday? And I apologize. But yes, I was sick. And I'm still sick now, but I'm able to get in front of a camera and not faint or anything. So today we have Please Help the Cause Against Loneliness. This is the demo version. From what I understand, Morrissey wrote this, I do believe, with Stephen Street. Sandy Shaw took it and made it a single. I've never heard the song. I've never heard her version. But I thought, why not do his demo version here? And here we go. I guess, 2 minutes, 8 seconds long. Going to ease back into Morrissey Friday, and hopefully I don't get into a coughing fit. So let's just go. What is that?
Please help the cause against loneliness. Would you like to note my home address? Please help the cause against the loneliness. Would you kindly note my inside leg? I don't mind when you come around. If it's the daytime, then I might be in bed. Oh, I'm so very young. I am so really, really young. Please help the cause against the loneliness. Would you like a list of my dislikes? There are people with problems. I know this. I've known this for years. There are paupers and peers who have problems. Oh, I don't mind what time you come round. If it's the weekend, then I just might be dead. Oh, I'm so very young. I am so really, really young. I'm so young. I'm so young. I am so young. I am so young. I am so really, really young. I am so young. So young.
My goodness gracious. All right, so there it is. Please Help the Cause Against Loneliness from Morrissey. What a jaunty, bouncy, upbeat track, I would say. And I say upbeat, even though the lyrics are not as, I guess, upbeat as the music kind of is. But I love coming back here. This was recorded, I guess, I'm looking at passionsjustlikeMine.com. And it says here, it was likely written during the interim between the end of the Smiths and the launch of Morrissey's solo career. Appears to have come together during the Viva Hate recording session. So around that time, and of course, Vinnie Riley is on guitar here. I love Vinnie Riley. He might be my favorite guitarist Morrissey had. He wasn't, with Morrissey for that long, I don't think, but I love Vinnie Riley's sound. I always have to say it. And I don't know, he has a bounciness to him, I guess. And he has a realness to his guitar playing. And I don't know if that makes sense at all, but I just love his guitar work. And it just seems so mature. And it just seems so right for any song he's on with Morrissey. Anyway, I'm afraid I'm going on about Vinny here. But anyway, and of course, Stephen Street is on bass here. My God, what a bouncy bass. Reminiscent, again, you want to talk about great bass work and how he was just coming from the Smiths. Andy Rourke is one of the greatest, bassists of the 80s, I guess you would say. His bounciness is so fucking, I apologize, so good. And and here Stephen Street is trying, just to say again, because I think about how the Smiths had just ended, and Andy Rourke, again, he had such a bouncy feel to him, and you really felt the music, and it feels like here Stephen Street is trying to do the same thing, and he's just bouncing along. Oh my God, that bass, the bass lines in this track are just, unmissable. I love that word. And yeah, it's just, it really just makes you want to dance around. My God. But anyway, Stephen Street, perfect on this track. And then Andrew Parisi, I want to say Parisi, I always forget, but he's on drums here. And he just adds to the jauntiness as well. Again, it's just, and when the song started off with especially with, I think it was the bass and the drums, I want to say, especially, or maybe it's the guitar now, I can't remember. But even though the song was so short and it was, over before you really get into it, but it just, that sound from the get-go, the rhythm, whatever, the melody, it sounded like something I've heard before. And not, I don't think it's like another Morrissey song. It sounds like another song I've heard. And I don't think it's the, the Sandy Shaw version or whatever. What am I thinking of? Hold the phone. After thinking about it in my head, I think the song I'm thinking of is that the start reminds me of is Man Eater by Hall & Oates. And I just listened to it now, and it kind of sounds like it to me, and maybe that's not the song I'm thinking of, but maybe it is. I don't know, but yeah, just the start of it, I was just like, I've heard this before. What the fuck? Anyway, but either way, like I said, bouncy as hell from the get-go, and just a kind of, a little bit of, pop, as a little slice of pop. I mean, again, it does, I guess Morrissey kind of, threw it away. Again, he didn't make a song out of it. He didn't put it on the album of Viva Hate. And, again, Sandy would take it herself. But yeah, I mean, I like the demo. I gotta say, I thought it was fun in a way. And again, has anyone talked about loneliness as much as Morrissey has? And has made so many different songs about it. It has such a wide array. What the fuck, array? It's such a wide array of songs about loneliness, not just in his solo career, but again with the Smiths. And it's just like, my God, what a theme, he can just, go at all the time, every day. And, again, I guess, he knows about it. I mean, my God, if you want to talk about loneliness and someone who knows about it and someone who can sing about it because they have experience, Morrissey. I mean, my God. But anyway, so I just, I like that he's in his wheelhouse again. It's a bit relatable again, too. And there might be some tongue-in-cheek here as well, I would say. I don't know if Morrissey is as lonely as he says he is on some points of here. I mean, again, it seems like he's wishing for some closeness. He's wishing for some intimacy. And we talk about one point when he talks about his leg. I did laugh a couple points throughout the song. Because, again, I don't know, there is some self-deprecating humor, as you would expect, and or just humor nonetheless. But anyway, let's go into these lyrics now. I mean, I don't want to make this video too long. It's only a 2-minute song. Please help the cause against loneliness. And again, just such a brilliant title. I mean, I don't know. I just love how long it is. That's what she said. But also just how truthful it is and how Morrissey it is. Just to say that again, very typical title for Morrissey here. Would you like to note my home address? Please help the cause against loneliness. Would you kindly note my inside leg? And again, just to go off what I'm thinking here, what's going on here. Again, for a song like this, there's not a lot about it on the internet or what the song meaning is. But I feel like you can kind of understand. Again, he's just, I would think, longing for some closeness, longing for someone to note the inside of his leg, someone to touch his leg perhaps, someone to come over to his home address. Would you like my home address? Would you like to know where I live? Would you like to stop by? Would you like to help the cause against loneliness? I mean, my God, it seems like he's, on a street corner, just, holding up his home address. Would you like to come over, for God's sakes? I need a friend. Anyway, I don't mind what time you come around. So then we go into this part. If it's the daytime, then I might be in bed. So again, it just seems like it paints a picture of course, usually you sleep at night, whatever, you wake up and you're, busy, or you work during the day or whatever. But it seems like for Morrissey, the narrator anyway in the song, is just even during the daytime, they're still in bed. Spent the day in bed, my goodness. Anyway, I'm so very young. Oh, I'm so really, really young. And even though, again, he's talking about how young he is and how maybe his life hasn't turned out the way it should for such a young person. He should be doing other things and not staying in bed all the time. But again, he was young, and you can sense that in his voice. Maybe that's what I really like about this track again, and just the jauntiness that goes along with it. But he does sound so young because, again, he was, again, this is just after the Smiths had ended. And there's always such a great energy to his voice around this time again. And again, going on to a solo career too, in the 90s and everything, he still sounded young. His voice still sounded great, whatever, because he was still pretty relatively young, especially here. So him saying I am so really young, I mean, yeah, he is. So anyway, that's truthful. Please help the cause against loneliness. Would you like a list of my dislikes? And that just seems like honestly, what comes to mind is like Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory, and I'm not even a big, someone who watches that show a lot, but would you like a list of my dislikes? It just, I don't know, it's very truthful. It's very relatable to who he is. I mean, it's a truthful lyric. There are people with problems. I know this. I've known this for years. Again, I feel like there's people all around the world with these problems, and I'm one of them. Anyway, there are paupers and peers who have problems. Again, I don't know if he sees himself, above these other people, that his problems are even worse than theirs. But again, he's just talking about how, I'm one of those people as well. There's people from all walks of life with the problems I have, and, and why are we burdened with this tragedy, or however I want to say that. Anyway, I don't mind what time you come around. It's the weekend, then if it's the weekend, then I just might be dead. So again, because he talks about in the daytime, during the weekdays, perhaps he's in bed, and on the weekend, I mean, goddamn, if you think the weekdays are bad, then on the weekend, you know, he's practically dead, for God's sakes. I'm so very young. I'm so really, really young. I'm so young, really. Yeah. I'm so young. And we go on, so young. I mean, my goodness gracious. And that's how it finishes off. Again, it's a track where even if you don't like it or whatever, it's short and sweet, and it gets right to the point. And I don't know, it obviously has that jangliness to it. It obviously has that pop to it. It has that energy about it. It has that bounciness to it, which again I really enjoy. I love how bouncy and fun it is. And again, I love how how that's all kind of different from what the lyrics are saying. And again, how he's talking about loneliness, and how he's talking about he wants intimacy, I would say again, and just, or not even just intimacy, but maybe just a friend. It doesn't even have to be a partner, I would say. Maybe he would like that in the end, but it seems like he just even wants a friend, someone to talk to in some way, even just a pet, you know, a dog, a cat. God damn, it seems like he needs somebody. And I don't know, he can just he can give off those vibes so easily. He just, I don't know, he exudes loneliness when he does this stuff, and I love it. So anyway, it's relatable. But anyway, I guess that's all I gotta say. Again, I've never heard Sandy's version. Maybe I should have listened to that one as well. But I feel like people would just want me to do Morrissey, unless maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, I thought it was a fun demo, and again, I guess he didn't do anything more with it, but at the same time, it was a fun little part that would go on to be a part of, I guess, Bona Drag, as was the album cover here for the video. But anyway, it saw the light of day at some point, and I thought it was interesting. I thought it was fun, and I thought it was a nice little ditty. Maybe I shouldn't use that word now, but anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all the support. And finally, I'm back on Morrissey Friday after being sick. I should be back again next week, and we should be rolling again here. But anyway, thanks for all the support, and thanks for, saying, where's Morrissey Friday? It lets me know that people care. And yeah, that's all I guess. So thanks for everything. I'll talk to you guys again soon.